Today is Cinco de Mayo. It's May 5th, Sunday, 2013. Um, this video is entitled, If You Bought Silver, What Was the Worst That Could Happen? I had a conversation with the gentleman yesterday. I've been very busy in recent weeks with the New York City street movement that I've endeavored upon. And every day I talk to someone new. I personally probably so far have spoken to 1,000 people in the street. I do have a few other individuals on my team that are also helping, to spread this education about silver and about what silver money is really trying to do as far as educating and raising awareness. Um, I asked this gentleman that I'm referring to a simple question about, you know, if he knew what silver was. So I just showed him an American Silver Eagle coin, and I said, "Excuse me, do you know what this is?" And he said, "It looks like a quarter." I said, "Actually, no, it is considered legal tender. If you look closely, it says $1 on it, but it's actually not worth $1." So he continued to read it, and he saw that it said silver. And his first instinct, I mean, immediately, he said to me, "Well, silver is cheap. You know, anyone can get it." And it kind of it made me laugh a little bit because I'm like, okay, now this gentleman is saying what he's saying, but I don't think that he realizes what he's saying and what it means to not only himself but to his family, his children. I don't know who his family is and what his relationships are, but I mean, it's just funny how people make vague statements and they really don't know what they're talking about. It just amazes me. But in any case, and I'm not picking on him. I'm just pointing something out because I do want to share the experiences that I have in the street just to, let people understand that the average person really just does not have a clue about much of anything concerning the monetary system or investing or anything of value in creating wealth. I mean, it's just something that maybe people find it boring. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But in any case, needless to say, I pointed out to him just a couple of things regarding silver, and then he went on to ask me about, oh well, the stock market would have done, much better than silver over the last 30 plus years. Which brings me to the chart that you're looking at here now. Now, what I mentioned to him was that, I run a private investment group called Silver Money. What we do is we educate people about the silver opportunity that exists currently. Most people don't know what it is, and they wouldn't know what to do if they did know what it was about. So we kind of help to, solve both problems. One, by educating and creating awareness, and two, by providing a vehicle that can be used to create and increase their wealth. So he was very impressed, with what I said to him. Um, I didn't really say all of that to impress him. I really just was telling him what it is that I do. So the conversation continued to go further, and I mentioned, 1980 and what happened with the price of silver and what happened with the Hunt brothers. And, we had a long discussion. We talked for about a half hour, 45 minutes, which I usually try not to do. I try not to spend that much time talking to one person. But since I am in the business of raising awareness, I did. And he was willing to listen. So when the conversation was all said and done, I mentioned to him that if you were to have invested, and I say invested using that word very lightly because it's really more than investing, but if you would have taken $100 and just bought silver over the last 32 years, and we're using 1980 as the starting point because 1980 was the year that silver reached its highest price. The price of silver reached a high of $49.45 per ounce in 1980. Ultimately, it went as low as $3.56 per ounce in 1993. So I just, you know, I was very honest about um, this comparison that I wanted to use comparing silver to other investments. So I compared it to the stock market, I basically said, if you would have been accumulating silver for the last 32 years, from 1980 until today, with only $100 worth of silver, and more specifically, because we provide at my investment group monthly automatic investment plans, if you would have hypothetically been using our $100 monthly investment plan over the last 32 years, you would have accumulated 4,900 ounces roughly. This is the conversation I'm having with him without even having any visual examples. We're just talking. Um, then I mentioned to him, that right now silver is currently trading at $24 roughly per ounce. Um, you know, if you do that math, even with our service fee included, in our monthly investment plan, if you include that, you would have accumulated 4,900 ounces roughly. And today that would be worth, at $24 an ounce, around $118,000. So he looked at me and said, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "And this is the absolute worst that you could have possibly done because you started when the price of silver was at its highest price ever. You started in 1980. In 1980, silver peaked at $49.45 an ounce. So assuming that you started when it was at the top, but you just continued to buy it today, even with silver at roughly half of that price, the value of your silver would be over $100,000. Now, if we do some simple math, we can see easily that $100 a month is $1,200 a year. You multiply that by 32 years, that equals $38,400. So with a total of $38,400 uh, put into silver, the value of silver would be $118,000 today. Now, I do not want to present this as an investment. What I want to do is I want to indicate that the reason silver has been steadily rising in price over time is because of inflation. I do want to point out that inflation has played a large part in not only the price of silver and gold and other commodities, but basically the prices of all tangible things in our economy increasing because the value of the dollars have been decreasing, so it's reflected as higher prices in the real economy. That's the scenario and that's the picture I'm trying to paint here. But just for me to keep focused on silver in particular, if we're looking at it as an investment, this would still be an incredible performance. On this chart, you can see here that this is an older graph that I created. So at the time, silver was trading around $30 per ounce. Currently, it's trading around $24 per ounce. So this $147,000 figure would now be $118,000 based on the current price. So that's the price I used when I spoke to this gentleman. And that's the price I'm using also during this video. $24 an ounce. That's where it's currently trading. So if we even consider 1/4 of $100, $25, $25 a month over the same period, it would equal roughly $30,000 of value in dollars today. You would have put in a total of $9,600. $25 times 12 is 300. 300 times 32 years is $9,600. So with even as little as $25 a month, you would have accumulated $30,000 worth of silver in today's dollars. And you would have only actually purchased $9,600 worth of silver over that time frame. So the reason that I'm pointing this out is just to nullify any ideas that people come up with when they try to say silver has not outperformed or has not done better than other investments. And we're not even talking about what it's done in the last 10 years. We're talking about what it's done in the absolute worst case scenario, which is from the time that it peaked in 1980 until today. So with that being said, I make it my business to always present factual information, to provide that information not only to my members but just to the general public that is, watching the videos that I create, is on our Facebook page with all of the information that we have. So yes, this graph is old, but I am pointing out accurate numbers based on the price of silver today. And again, this has nothing to do with where silver is headed. We're just talking about what has happened already. We're talking about the worst case scenario. So that's the worst that could have happened. So this points out that one, a steady monthly automated type of investment program will definitely create wealth for you if it's put into the right vehicle. Silver is the perfect vehicle to use. As a matter of fact, there is no other opportunity that exists like the one that we have with silver. And what Silver Money is doing, we're educating and we're making people aware of what to do. Not just to buy silver, but to buy silver and to never sell silver for dollars again. And I have to make a separate video for that, but I just want to give an idea of where we're going with this. We're buying, and that's it. We're not thinking about selling for dollars. We don't even use dollars when we make comparisons of what the value is, because dollars are not reflecting the true value of silver at all. The price of silver right now is reflecting what is taking place through the futures market, which is being totally controlled by the banking system. So with that being said, I do look forward to making the next video. I think that it will be very, very interesting for most people, to take a look at. I'm not going to divulge what the subject is now. You just have to stay tuned, and it'll be out soon. I'll probably try to do it tomorrow if I have the time. But in any case, thank you once again as always. Facebook.com/GetRichSlow. Our YouTube channel is youtube.com/SilverMoney2013. Please subscribe if you're not already. Please like us on Facebook. You can send us a tweet. Our tweet handle is @SilverMoney2013. Our email address is silvermoney@optimum.net. And our office hours are 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we can be reached at 718-509-9793. If you live in New York City, look for us in the streets. We are everywhere in the streets of Manhattan, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, Long Island. We're all over the place. We're even in Westchester. Keep an eye out for us. Silver Money. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. As always, God bless.